What's up, guys? Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. Today we're talking about Rotom-Mow. I have two different builds for Rotom-Mow today, so if you want to follow along in the timestamps down in the description, or if you just want to watch the whole video, it might be a little longer. Sorry if it's too long. Anyway, Rotom-Mow. We already went over the Wash and Heat alternate forms. I think they're both very good. However, this guy is definitely shooting up in usage stats a little bit more with the gain in popularity, the rising popularity of Gastrodon. It's actually been a little bit on the decline, Gastrodon. However, Rhyperior has not been on the decline. It has been quite on the increase here. It's very, very prevalent. You see it on at least 50% of meta teams out of a top cut. A lot of teams will use Bronzong Rhyperior as their whole Trick Room engine. They'll use 4 fast Pokemon and then those 2, and it's very, very powerful. This has been sneaking onto so many teams that Grass is actually just a really, really solid typing currently. Very, very good typing. So we'll talk about this a little bit here. Electric Grass, we got resistances to a bunch of good stuff. Water, Electric, Steel, Grass. We also have the immunity while our ability is active to levitate. The immunity to ground with levitate. No damage dealt by ground type moves. However, Weezing-Galar can negate that ability, and the guy Mold Breaker, Excadrill, or Mold Breaker Haxorus can get through that. However, that's not too big of a worry since we are regular effective by ground, which is really good since we have that grass typing. Grass typing is pretty sweet. Anyway, into our weaknesses, we have Fire, Ice, Poison, Bug. Fire is a little bit more prevalent here because of Charizard winning Dallas, Dynamax, or Gigantamax Charizard. We have Solar Power and Dynamax Charizard everywhere. You'll see it very, very frequently on the ladder, ranked, big events, everything like that. So keep that in mind. Ice, a little bit like, you know, it's there. Darmanitan-Galar is going to kill us every time. It outspeeds us with Scarf, even if we're Scarfed. Excuse me, which sucks, but it is a thing. Ice Shard, Icy Wind from Milotic is pretty annoying. Milotic rising in playability now as well. Anyway, into our stats here, HP 50. It could definitely be better. However, our defenses are pretty solid. Defense at 107 and same with special defense at 107. Those are pretty solid. They kind of carry us. We max invest into HP and into defense. Like I said, we have 2 builds today. So we have a defensive Citrus Berry and defensive build, and then we also have our Scarf build. Pretty standard to different Rotom alternate forms. You can use it offensive and fast or bulky. It really just comes down to what you want. Attack 65 doesn't matter, get it out of here, we don't care about that. Special attack 105, pretty solid even if you don't invest into it. Even on the bulky build, you can still get some pretty key knockouts, which is pretty sweet. Speed 86, pretty solid in general, a good mid-speed tier. Even if you don't invest and use Scarf, you're pretty fast. And if you do invest and use Scarf, you're really fast, and we have individual speed tiers and damage calcs for both builds, so bear with me. Like I said, follow in the timestamps down below if you want to. It's up to you. Anyway, we're going to go into our first build here. Bulky-Mow is going to be our first build here. We're going to get small. Ooh, get out of here. Alright, so starting off this build. We'll go right into the build here. So, Citrus Berry, Levitate. This Pokemon is just to be very bulky. We want Citrus Berry to keep us healthy for the bulk of the game. You know, take not too much damage and then bulk up with our Citrus Berry. This is a good Dynamax target if you want to. It'll stay on field for a long time. You can get some really good Will-O-Wisps and some really strong Thunderbolts, prevent your guys from being asleep, which is good. If you max it, you can use the Max Electric, Max Lightning, keep your guys awake, which is pretty good. Leaf Storm, it's also good so I say Bulky-Mow can definitely stay on the field for a little while, and if you max it, you can use Leaf Storm as max overgrowth and not have to lose stats, which is like pretty relevant in my opinion. We also have Will-O-Wisp, which is really, really good in such a physical offensive format. Our defense is crazy. Will-O-Wisp, boom, we're good. We're looking pretty solid. Will-O-Wisp is good. Protect, I like it. That's all I gotta say. I like it. Into our flex moves, we have Discharge, really solid for spread damage across the entire board. You protect with your other Pokemon, potentially get some paralysis. Pretty sweet. Ally Switch, I love Ally Switch. Priority, switch your Pokemon. You can really mess up some stuff, especially with Levitate as your ability. You have something on your side like Lucario or Arcanine or something, and they go from Max Quake into it. Ally Switch, whoop, no damage. Get wrecked, buddy. And then we have Helping Hand, which is just really solid. You can get a lot of damage off of a lot of things with Helping Hand. You can get huge knockouts with like Dragapult or really any Pokemon. You know, that's kind of what I'm saying. Helping Hand just like, you know, helps them. That's really it. Nasty Plot is another really good option here, especially since we have Leaf Storm. We can reverse that negative effect of Leaf Storm if we're here for the long game. We can take huge knockouts on things with Nasty Plot if we're in for the long game, and Nasty Plot and then Thunderbolt can really help you out. So you can definitely switch this stuff around with Protect, even Will-O-Wisp if you don't care about Will-O-Wisp. I would definitely still keep Leaf Storm, 100% keep Leaf Storm. You can switch Thunderbolt for Volt Switch or Discharge if you want to. I like Thunderbolt, just constant, you know what you're doing, like you know exactly what's about to happen. It's pretty good. Into our stats here, HP 252. We're max investing into our HP, get it up there, especially since we're gonna Dynamax this guy every now and again, and it's pretty good. Attack minus bold, we're bold nature, so minus in attack because it doesn't matter, and plus into defense, which is pretty good. We're also investing 124 into defense. This spread is kind of weird. This is what you'll see the most. This is the spread that you'll see the most on this Pokemon. It's been there through certain tournament results. This is the spread that you'll usually see on Bulky Rotom, giving 124 into defense. You can invest more if you want to. Special attack 60, pretty solid, and same with special defense is 60, and then 12 into speed. Now with the speed, you do outspeed opposing Rotoms that are not invested at all, giving us 12 investment, as you'll see in the speed tier graphic below. There's not many things that outspeed us, directly outspeed us that you. So like usually if you think something will outspeed you, it will outspeed you. You know, we're at 108, which is not that great. 106 is Form Change Rotom. We outspeed uninvested in DDF, which is solid, and outspeed uninvested Milotic, which is also very solid. And yeah, pretty solid stuff here. We're pretty bulky. We have damage calcs that I'll show in just one moment here. But as far as our partner Pokemon, Grimmsnarl helps us a lot, getting up screens. This Pokemon just won't die with screens, which is very good. Arcanine sets up Intimidate, sets up Will-O-Wisp on other Pokemon as well. Can also just focus down and hit really hard. We have Duraludon in Lucario. This Pokemon goes really well on teams that die to ground Pokemon. You can switch in, you can ally switch. This Pokemon can just cover a lot of Pokemon with that weakness. You know, Lucario has quad weakness to ground. Duraludon is weak to ground. And you get to just swap in, not care. You know, swap in, negate half of their attack with Bulky-Mow, half their turn. Really good stuff here. And things that scare us, Darmanitan. Galar Darmanitan, I think I talked about that briefly. It's scary. We have it in the damage calc. Same with Charizard. Both just are very scary. Both outspeed us, and it's a bad time against those Pokemon. So don't challenge those Pokemon. On to our damage calcs. So, whoops. Please click on the face. Alright. I'm really small this time. Anyway, some damage calcs. These are all for Bulky-Mow. We have not talked about Scarf Boy yet. This is all bulk. So, 252 attack, max invested Gorilla. Gorilla Tactics, Darmanitan-Galar Flare Blitz, guaranteed Oko. 105 to 124. If we max, obviously it won't. And, yeah, this is non-Dynamaxed Rotom C. So, don't worry. Or Rotom-Mow, whatever it is. Icicle Crash does around the same amount of damage, maybe like, I think it does like 10% more, but it also has a lower accuracy, so yeah. And then Flare Blitz does a little bit of damage to itself. Ugh, that was a gross one. Sorry guys, that one was a bad little voice crack there. Anyway, Charizard Heat Wave into us in Sun. This is in Sun Solar Power. It hits 135 to 161%, huge damage, killing us. Guaranteed Oko. If we max, then we're good, but if they max, then it'll hit. This is in doubles also, by the way. This Heat Wave damage is in doubles, so keep that in mind as well. Heat Wave doubles damage. Even without sun, it does 61 to 72%. Now, these are like maybe not the best calcs, because most, like 99% of times you see Charizard, it'll Dynamax or Gigantamax. However, if it's Gigantamax, it won't have the sun, and it won't have solar power in the sun, and then, yeah. So pretty much what I'm saying here is if it Dynamaxes, it's killing us unless we Dynamax, but then we don't do enough to kill them, and they outspeed us, and it's a whole mess. Don't challenge Charizard, is what I'm saying. Anyway, Excadrill. This guy you challenge every time you can. 252 plus, so this is Adamant, Life Orb, Max Invested, Excadrill, Iron Head into us. Possible 5-hit KO. It does 24 to 28%. It might not even kill us after 5 attacks. We don't care about it. Same with Rock Slide, same with, well, High Horsepower does nothing. Unless it has Mold Breaker, but then it's doing around the same thing since it's just one times effective. Challenge Excadrill. Pretty much is what I'm saying. You see an Excadrill Tyranitar team. If your team sucks against Excadrill Tyranitar, put this guy on your team. It wins every time. It's crazy. Anyway, Gastrodon. If you're scared of Gastrodon, put this guy on your team. Leaf Storm with 60 invested kills you every time. 160 to 189. Now, if it has Rindo Berry, we don't kill, obviously. However, if we go Choice Specs, or not Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, Max Invested into attack, we kill through Rindo. Kill through Rindo. Get it out of here. Get that Gastrodon out of here. Anyway, into the Rhyperior. This one is a pretty big one. 60 special attack Rotom. We outspeed without Trick Room. We underspeed under Trick Room, obviously. But we kind of wall out every single attack that it can do. If it has Fire Punch, then it has Fire Punch and it hits pretty hard. But solid rock Rhyperior, 188 special defense. This you won't see. I don't know why that's the default. Is for it to be bulky. It's not going to have that. Although it is going to have 252 into HP 99% of the time. So it's pretty close to the same bulk, you know. So we're hitting 74 to 88% into its Dynamax form with one Leaf Storm. This is huge. You hit with a Leaf Storm, you hit with something that double targets, or you just double target into it, you're killing that boy. And that is really, really strong. This gives you a hugely good matchup against Rhyperior, so that's good. Anyway, onto our Choice Scarf build. This build is pretty solid as well. So, Choice Scarf Levitate. Sorry if it's too small. You'll have to just listen to me if it's way too small. Speaking of way too small, alright, back to normal. I'm a normal size again. Anyway, Choice Scarf, Levitate, Rotom, pretty solid stuff here. We're going to max invest into special attack and speed, timid nature, giving us the fastest we possibly can. We hit that 226 nature, or that 226 speed tier is pretty solid. Into our moves, we have Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Trick. You can switch these around a little bit. You can put Will-O-Wisp on instead of Trick if you don't want Trick. You can put Will-O-Wisp on instead of Volt Switch or Thunderbolt if you don't want one of those. Discharge is really solid as well, being able to potentially paralyze and hit all targets. Really, really good stuff. I like Volt Switch a lot on this Pokemon. I like Leaf Storm a lot on this Pokemon. Those two I don't think should switch. However, Thunderbolt could switch. I like Thunderbolt a lot, however, and Trick is very good. And you can switch out Trick for Will-O-Wisp if you want. If you don't think you're ever going to use Trick, definitely don't use Trick if you're not going to use it. You know what I mean? Anyway, onto our investments. I think I already went over it barely. 252 into special attack, 252 into speed. This doesn't really need much coverage. It's exactly what you would expect. We're running timid so that we can get a little bit more speed as well. And into our speed tiers. 226 is where we are with Scarf and Max Invested. Pretty solid. We also have 241 Galarian Darmanitan with Scarf. Still outspeeds us. Stay clear of that Pokemon. You see that Pokemon? It's killing you. Don't do it. Don't challenge that guy. Don't challenge Hydreigon either. Hydreigon does a lot of damage. It could have, I think it can have Flamethrower on it. Pretty sure it can, right? Yeah, so don't really challenge Hydreigon either. It's going to be Scarfed. It's going to do a lot of damage against you. And if it's not Scarfed, then it's going to Dynamax and it's going to do a lot of damage against you as well. Then we also, a couple of things that we outspeed that you wouldn't know. Dragapult, we outspeed you. Get out of here, Dragapult. We outspeed you. Get out of here. Get out of here, Dragapult. Get out, you know. Vileplume at 224. with Sun. Chlorophyll, max speed, Vileplume, fastest Vileplume can be. You still outspeed it. Get out of here. We're not worried. So yeah, that's pretty good stuff. On to our damage calcs for this guy. A lot of these are pretty self-explanatory, especially after the last Dynamax, or the last damage calcs. So, into our Rhyperior, we do even more damage. We have a chance at OHKOing, although it's small. Don't, just expect it to OHKO, because there's a small chance we will. And this is the weird spread again. I'm really sorry about this spread. It should just be 252 in HP. I don't think it'll change much, though. And, let me do it real quick. Weird. Why is this the default? Alright, so it actually does change it more in our favor if they have lower special defense. So we actually go to 103 to 122%. We should kill that boy. We should win that interaction every time. So keep that in mind as well. Milotic, we do 78 to 93% with our Leaf Storm, our max invested Leaf Storm. This is obviously the first time you use Leaf Storm, not -2. And we don't kill it, but if you use that in a double targeting move, or you just double target Milotic, it's a dead boy. Get it out of here. Anyway, still very solid to challenge Excadrill. Excadrill max invested plus Adamant Nature, Life Orb, Iron Head. Still it's guaranteed 3-hit KO instead of a possible 5-hit KO. I know it still does damage, but not enough to even kill us after 2 hits. That's what I'm saying. If it maxes, obviously it will do more damage and will kill us after 2 hits, but that's fine. That's fine. Dynamaxed, I still wouldn't fight the Charizard. We don't outspeed it without Scarf. It outspeeds us. Keep that in mind. That is scary. So our max lightning into it does 70 to 84%, both maxed, and its max flare does 96 to 114%. Don't challenge Charizard. That's all I can say, is don't challenge Charizard. It's not worth it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We're at 17 minutes, so if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, like and subscribe if you like this video. Go down in the timestamps below. I guess you don't have to now that you're here at the end of the video, but yeah, if you like the music, go check out Glitch City. It's going to be in the description below. Anyway, that's all I have for you. So thank you so much, and keep playing Pokemon. Let's get good at Pokemon. Let's keep it up. All right, bye.